By day, the Gold Coast is an energetic tourism hub where white sandy beaches meet skyscraping hotels. By night, the city lights up and an entirely different experience is born. Whether you're in the midst of the Gold Coast clubbing scene, like in Surfers Paradise, or down in a quieter area enjoying a drink at a local surf club, there is certainly no absence of a nightlife in this popular Queensland holiday destination. But with what seems to be a recent increase in crime coverage in the media, some of which labelling the Gold Coast the state's crime capital, we look to the streets of one of Surfers Paradise's busiest nightlife strips to see if these particular attitudes have had an effect on the partygoers, local businesses and security guards of the coast.
Shooters! Free drinks and it's like all the different,
like every Thursday night, ladies night everywhere.
And you get free drinks.
My mates and everyone go and get a drag down.
City
and Vanity.
And we're still going to Sin City. And then I'm not drunk. Then we're going to Vanity. Thursday nights, ladies.
We just come out from the strip. Yep.
What was the vibe tonight?
There's movement.
Yeah. I'd say so.
Sit down for 2 o'clock.
What happens after 2 o'clock?
You passed it out.
Someone stole my wallet last Thursday night.
Yes and no. It depends.
Speaking with the local business, we investigated whether the same positivity was shared by the staff.
Yeah, it's the best place in Surfers Paradise.
See everybody drunk.
It's good. Every day we saw a lot of girls. Everything is fine, cops is every time is here. Nothing happened.
Nothing's happened?
Nothing happened.
That's good to hear.
No, sometimes
people get drunk here, but it's alright, you know, every place happens.
Like they noisy, nothing happened. Noisy,
People alive, that's all.
Yeah, very safe.
Gold Coast security guard David Holbeck speaks with us about his experiences.
Like anywhere, you got your good points and your bad points, but I think generally you're right to walk wherever you want to walk most of the time. I think there's a fair bit of crime. I don't think it's as bad as it's probably put forward. You know, obviously the unfortunate thing that happened in Pack Lines, you know, I think maybe something like that always puts it in the forefront of people's minds, and that's what's happening at the moment. But I've lived in worse places for sure. Yeah, I think it's bad, but I don't think it's too bad. It doesn't impact 99% of the people really that live here. We're invisible most of the time, you know, like we could stand in a room of 100 people and it's like we're not even there, and maybe for my personality type that's fine for me. I don't think it's changed, although the industry has changed. I think a lot of people think of particularly some areas of security like your crowd control, your bouncers and that. I think people think of them as quite thuggy. With bouncers, I think they have a bad reputation. I think that's old school security. Back when it was, you know, when it was a little bit more thuggy. I mean, we're so well regulated now. The fingerprints coming in soon, if not now. There's no room for thugs, and I think give another 5 years, there won't be any. Thankfully, no one who works for me. I think they're pretty easy to spot. You know, we just call them cowboys. From the way they dress, you can tell in 5 minutes if someone is a cowboy. And there are still plenty around, but you know, there is no power trip in this. If people are getting to security looking for a power trip, I'm not going to find it. Not maybe in a bouncer type situation, you might have that opportunity, but for the most part, you can feel like the most insignificant person in the room. So that's not really a power trip. The best, it's all about communication, you know, and that's why we stay out of trouble. You know, we have very few incidents of problems because we can communicate, and everyone who works for me can communicate. If they can't, I'll find something else for them to do. But if you're looking to fight, then you'll always find a way to get into a fight. If that's something you want to avoid and you want, you know, the time you're working to go smoothly, then you learn to communicate and you do the best at it. And normally that's enough.
Whilst venue owners and police were hesitant to speak with us, we asked the public their opinion on police efforts and impact on the Gold Coast nightlife.
Every time. You can see the cops after 5 minutes they are roaming here and there.
Yeah.
That's the good thing.
Yeah, there is. In the on surface, we're right outside of the police station.
At night they do laps and like
Is that a good thing?
yeah, it's bad because if you get fines for drinking in public, but if you're doing bad things, then it's good.
Yeah, there's enough police everywhere. Broadbeach surface, there's enough cops.
And they're nice
But
and
it's-
friendly police too. They're not like evil.
You can have good nights, you can have bad nights. So it really.
We'd like the police to probably get to problems we have a little quicker, but generally speaking, yeah, it's okay.
For being the 5th largest city in Australia, Surfers Paradise last Thursday evening seemed well lit, contained, and there was a generally positive response to our questions of safety, crime and policing. Of course, the nightlife of any large city faces a heightened amount of crime and violence, generally fueled by drug and alcohol related problems. The nightlife of the Gold Coast, particularly Surfers Paradise, is an industry pertinent to the success of its tourism and enjoyed by the locals and holiday makers alike.
Come to the Gold Coast, tourists. We love you.